welcome
Welcome,
to
welcome.
Three Legs and a Pigskin.
Episode 3. Look at that. Wow. Started from the bottom now. We're I mean we're not there, but we're here.
We're a little above the bottom. I mean, we've
Yeah,
moved
a
up
little bit.
a minute. We got some episodes. All right, so first thing I got is the college football news.
Oh yeah. Tell me.
All right, so first thing I'm gonna go on a little rant. I'm gonna bring up some news here, man. With a
Whoa.
minute and 18 seconds left. All right, Miami is playing Georgia Tech. Minute and 18 seconds left. You know we're up 20-17. Normal person's just gonna freaking take a knee, run the clock out, and get in a freaking. They go in the locker room with a win, right?
Yeah.
Well, not
A little
freaking
victory
Coach
formation.
Cristobal, whatever his freaking name is. He decided to take the knee. First play was went as designed, like it went off the way it's supposed to. Second one though, um, is the one that's going to haunt him. Not for the first time, for the second time. Okay, he the first play, all right, where with the minute and 18 seconds left, he decides to hand the ball off to Donald Chaney Jr., who fumbled the ball, giving it back to Georgia Tech.
Hmm.
Now, there's 33 seconds left after they recover it. Most teams are like, we just got to play defense, right? I mean, we can play defense, one would hope. Well, not freaking Miami, apparently. I'm just saying. Georgia Tech drives down the field and ends up scoring with 33 seconds left,
Mm-hmm.
which, like I said, the worst thing about it is that this isn't the first time it happened. This is the second time. Happened in 2018 when Oregon is leading Stanford. Stanford was ranked, so it's going to be an upset. Or there was 51 or no, it was like there was a little over a minute left, and he had Herbert. Instead of having Herbert kneel the ball, he
Mm-hmm.
handed it off to CJ Verdell on a 2nd and 2, who fumbled it again. Stanford recovers, 51 seconds left. So
Boy, what are the odds of
then,
that?
yeah, exactly. Stanford drives down the field, kicks a field goal, ties it up 28-28. Well, then Stanford will end up beating Oregon in overtime 31-28.
Yeah, see, that's what I don't get. You could have definitely stopped to a victory formation, but you try to run the ball for no reason. That makes
Yeah.
that makes absolutely no sense. I have no idea what the thought of is. Honestly, where's your support system at, right? Like, what do we? Is it really your call? Do you have somebody out there? Who's your offensive coordinator? Is it probably potentially the same coordinator that he had in 2018? I don't know, but I mean, this is happens once. Now it happens twice. Oh boy, college football, right?
Yeah. I mean, come on. Learn from your mistakes. Like I've
I
said a
guess he
million
didn't.
times.
I guess he
A
didn't.
million times. Definition of insanity is doing the same thing and expecting a different result.
Yeah, I'm telling you.
But all right, that's all I got on that
Are you sure you don't
situation.
want to get anything out of your chest? Maybe the Arkansas loss to Alabama just happened.
Listen,
What?
listen. I just
What?
I wasn't rooting for Arkansas. I mean, I guess I was. I didn't care either way. It's just I like seeing Alabama lose. Okay,
I
I
think
understand
I
Nick
think
Saban's going to go down the
everybody,
Hall of Fame.
like, just like in the NFL, they want to see the Patriots lose, right? Which now it's not nothing to brag about because they kind of stink. It's the same thing in college. They want to see Alabama lose. Shoot, Georgia's going to be
Yeah,
right there, dude. Georgia starts winning a few championships. Yeah, they're going to be hated just like Alabama. It just
yeah,
happens with the
exactly.
great teams, man. It just means that you have that much respect, especially with Nick Saban. Yeah, you're gonna want them to lose. I don't blame you at all. But that was a tight game. That was a pretty close game. Arkansas lost by 3, 21-24. I mean, hey, and in at Alabama, so you guys put up a really good fight.
Yeah, exactly. I'm not even an Arkansas fan. Why are you saying you guys? Them guys put up a good fight.
Well, I'm just
I'm
saying.
freaking Missouri fan, man.
Oh, well, same thing. They're all around the same area.
Okay. Next, you're gonna be putting me in a group with Oklahoma. Come on, man. Come on. Fuck.
I mean, I don't know, dude. Last time I checked, OU uh demolished a top three team that beat Alabama. So,
Dem- they didn't demolish them.
you know,
It wasn't that
it
bad.
was pretty good.
Anyway, in freaking ways. That's beside the point. We don't need to talk about freaking OU and their wannabe
Hey,
team.
you got it, pal.
Anyways, no,
Just pointing out the obvious. I'm not an OU fan. I'm not. Look, am I gonna watch OU? Yeah, of course. I'm from the state, but I'm not a big OU fan. Rather root for OU than OSU. But I'm not a diehard OU fan. I am just seeing them go against a really good team down there in Texas. So you just got to bring up the obvious, man. A good team beats a really, really good team. You gotta state the obvious.
all right. Anyways, let's move on. Next news.
Let's go.
All right. Kentucky's Mark Stoops answers fans' questions. Fans' questions. How he answered. He said, "I can promise you, Georgia, they bought some pretty good players. You're allowed to do that these days. We could use some help. That's what they look like these days when you have 85 of them. I can I encourage anybody disgruntled to pony up some more."
Mm.
Basically asking his fans and supporters to give him more money so they can pay more players. How do you feel about this?
How does this work? I honestly think that if you're not a top 10 school in your division in your conference, it's think about it like this: if Deion Sanders didn't go to Colorado, would Colorado really get a lot of recruits? I don't think so. A lot of these SEC schools like Georgia, Alabama, like yeah, they have a historic franchise of winning. Georgia just won the national championship last year. Yes, they're going to get recruiters. They're going to get recruitment. Yes, they're going to people are going players are going to go through the transfer portal and go and try out for the team. Of course, you put that NIL deal now. Yes, that's not a surprise that they bought their players, and it's not really bought their players. It's all contracts nowadays, man. I don't know what he's complaining about. Do better, recruit better, win, do what you
Right.
can within your conference.
Exactly.
It's not nobody's fault that you can't recruit anybody.
Yeah. And exactly. And a good example of that is like the NIL deals. They're talking about how like a lot of people aren't staying in state to go to their state schools. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But I look at Missouri. They got freaking a Luther Burden the third. He was a number one ranked receiver coming out of high school from St. Louis, Missouri.
Hmm.
Right? ESPN had him ranked number one.
Yeah.
Ended up going to Missouri. Why? Because they know how to recruit. You gotta,
You
you
gotta
know,
learn how to recruit, man. I mean, that's
yeah.
that's that's the thing about it.
But I do also think that there needs to be a cap space, like put on the NCAA. That's my opinion. All these kids are going to be like, let's go to Alabama because we're going to get NIL deals. We're going to be able to make more money because of we're at Alabama. You know what I mean?
Well, yeah,
That's
I mean, you
why.
gotta think
I
about
mean,
it like this. I mean, Washington State, right? I mean, they're on the brinks of kind of losing their conference because what a lot of teams are going to the Big Ten now or
yeah, I
Big
think there's
12.
good. Yeah,
Is it the Big Ten
there's
or the
going to
Big
end up.
12? No, it's Big. I think.
There's some going to the Big 12, and then some of them. I think there's a couple going to the Big 12. I want to say, and then some of them's going to the Pac-12 or whatever. That one
Yeah.
with Ohio State. There's gonna be
Oh, Big Ten.
three Big Ten.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So a
there's gonna
lot.
end
So,
up being like three left.
yeah. So there's a lot exactly. And look, man, when OU and Texas got the opportunity to go to the SEC, which I think is going to be what next year.
Yeah,
And
2024.
then other teams are moving to the Big 12. Other teams are moving to the Big 10. Pac 12 is going to be a little bit slimmer. And Washington, the only coverage it really had was against those other teams that are actually are known or are ranked. Dude, Pac-12 right now, they're killing it. We always talk about the SEC and how good they are. And again, if you're not from there, we don't give a shit about you. But But it's there. We see we know that our teams are going to do really good against our teams in our conference, and then we're just going to you know we're
Yeah,
just going to blow bricks at the end. But a lot of teams like Washington had good coverages because they were playing against really solid teams in their conference. Now those teams are leaving their conferences, and that sucks because that's good publicity taken away from them. And then
yeah,
again, like they're not known for football, but they're putting up really good. They're putting up a really good fight against other good teams like Oregon and um, you know UCLA. It's a
yeah,
shame, man. It sucks.
yeah. It sucks for Big 12 too, because let's be honest, the only two relevant teams they had in the Big 12 was OU and Texas. I feel like Oklahoma State's now going to more than likely take control of the Big 12. They're going to be the big dog in that.
Yeah.
But I feel like OU and Texas were a big fish in a small pond. Now they're going to SEC. It's going to be a lot tougher. It You're not in the Big 12 anymore. You're going to have a tough schedule.
Yeah.
That's how it's going to happen. SEC. Everyone's competitive in SEC. I feel like,
Yeah, that's
but
true. That's
all
true, man.
right. So next news we got Colorado Star Travis Hunter made
Ooh,
his return last night.
he did.
Uh,
The spin
Colorado
move.
still lost.
They had the lead, man. They had the lead. That
Yes.
I think that's bad coaching across the board, especially with his defense. This defense are dude, Shador Sanders threw like almost 400 yards, five touchdowns, one interception. The offense was ringing. They were firing on all cylinders. It was the
Exactly.
defense that just they shit bricks, man.
Yeah.
That's
And
gonna be my new
freaking
phrase nowadays. Shit bricks.
they they were up 29-0,
Yeah.
literally, and let them come all the way back. Didn't score a single point until it was like tied up
Yeah,
or
they're playing too
Stanford took
loosely,
the
man.
lead.
It's
Yeah.
that's definitely on the defense, I believe, which is
Yeah.
ironic because Deion Sanders has been defense all his career.
Yeah, he has.
So yeah, but
So,
tough loss, dude. Second overtime,
yeah.
tough
Right.
loss.
I mean, I guess it wasn't. I guess at least they put up a fight, but it still goes down.
But you,
An L's an L at the end of the day.
man, exactly. It's kind of like there's no like when you win a game, they say, "Well, wasn't it prettiest?" It's like, dude, a win is a win. You know how hard it is to get a
Yeah.
win. Like I get it.
Wins a
In
win.
college, it's very different. Georgia against Nebraska. Like, yeah, you expect Georgia to blow the doors off of Nebraska. In the
Yep.
NFL, it's hard to win a game. But
Exactly.
boy, Colorado, I mean, what are we doing? We all thought at least they were going to win. We didn't know that they were going to have a crazy lead leading to halftime and then just
Exactly.
to not recover and let them come back. That's the crazy part, man.
Right.
Yeah, that's definitely a coaching thing. No adjustments were made. Sounds very familiar.
Yeah. All right. Well, I got some other NCAA news. No
Ooh.
one, I can almost promise you, no one's probably talking about this stat I'm about to bring up. Matthew Hayball, okay, punter for Vanderbilt, is now the only NCAA football player to surpass 11,000 punt yards. Like I said, no one's talking about it, but we gotta give it up to him. You know what I
Okay,
mean?
yeah. Hey,
I mean, your
punters are
offense
athletes
can't
too.
your offense can't convert on third down. Who we gonna have? Matthew Hayball.
Dang, there you go.
11,000 punt yards. That's a
Star of
lot
the
of yards,
team.
though.
That's a lot. That's a
Hey,
hell of a lot of yards, dude. Star of the
but
team.
you got anything else to cover on college
Uh,
football news? I cover it mostly.
I think you did cover it. You
All
definitely
right, all
covered
right,
everything.
all
I was
right.
just looking at all the live games right now. Yeah, so
Right.
Bama beat Arkansas, Florida State beat Syracuse 41-3, Ohio beat the doors off Purdue 41-7, Michigan against Indiana 52-7, Georgia, Vanderbilt put up a good fight, I guess, but they still lost by 17 points. So
Yeah.
all those top teams are beating the teams they should beat. So,
Right. All right. Well, let's move on into NFL news.
all right.
First thing I got on the docket is quarterback Anthony Richardson.
Mm.
He is
It's,
going to be out 4 to 8
yep.
weeks
It's a dang shame.
with a grade 3 AC joint sprain.
Yep.
Um, the Colts are going to give him time, though. It doesn't feel like anything's going to be rushed. I think Gardner Minshew is actually going to be the one stepping in as his uh, backup for now.
Yeah. I mean, dude, as a backup, he's done exceptionally well. Matter of fact,
Yeah,
he's won games with Gardner Minshew.
yeah, they have.
And my thought is they should keep Gardner Minshew because if you think about it, if it's let's say minimum 4 weeks, right? And I don't think they're banking on getting him ready to go before that. But if they do have him after 4 weeks, they're going to be playing the Jaguars, the Browns, they got the Saints, and then they got the Panthers. Think about it. Those teams, relatively speaking, you should beat or just
Yeah,
in general keep it competitive. Um, they shouldn't rush him. He's a
no,
star. He's definitely the star of the team, and boy, that guy's got to learn how to fall properly, slide, not take any tackles, dude, because that's twice already that he's been injured.
yeah,
So that
sucks.
dude's a liability, but he's so good though. He's so good, man. six
He
foot
is.
four, 240 pounds of
He's
beef
doing great
broth.
things.
Yeah, it's insane. Yeah, sit him down, let him rest.
Yeah. Um. Next thing we got Dolphins rookie running back Devon
A chain,
Archinane. A
A
chain. Yeah.
chain,
There you go. There you go.
fool.
I'll I'll put some respect on his name. I'm sorry, sir. He's placed on IR with a knee injury. He will be out at least 4 weeks. His earliest return would be Week 11 against the Raiders.
Mm.
It sucks, but Miami's got a high-powered offense.
Yeah, they
I
do.
don't think. I mean, yeah, it's going to be a hit because you're not going to get the freaking explosiveness there at running back that he has.
Yeah.
But I feel like you got Tyreek Hill, Jalen Waddle.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, that's right. I'm retarded. Anyways, pretend like that didn't happen. Yeah, they're. I feel like they're gonna be fine. I
Yeah.
mean, they're just gonna have to have a filler basically.
Yeah,
But
they still have Rasheem Mostert
yeah,
as your
and
running
then
back
Jeff
one.
Wilson.
They
Is it
have Jeff
Jeff
Wilson.
Wilson?
Jeff Wilson is stepping up,
Yeah,
even though, like you said, they have a high-powered offense to begin with.
yeah, they do,
Dang, dude, what a run! He was out there. Actually, matter of fact, he was out there head to head when it comes to stats against Tyreek Hill.
dude.
Faster
He's
than Tyreek
freaking
Hill. Well,
gone.
he's a rookie. Yeah,
Yeah,
he had
I
wheels.
don't think anyone expected him to do that coming out of the draft. That's crazy.
Yeah,
I
no, there's
mean,
a lot of surprises that came from the draft, man.
yeah,
A lot of dudes,
right,
Puka
right.
Nakua.
Yeah, right. Hey, who was right about that again? You're gonna hear this for the next however many weeks are left in the
Yeah, I
NFL.
mean, it's kind of like the Cowboys mentality, right? Like you just hear everything that happened in the '90s. You remember what we did in the '90s?
Hey.
So, just saying.
Anyways, let's move on because yeah,
Yeah.
uh, Chargers running back Austin Eckler told reporters on Tuesday there is a 99% chance he will play on Monday Night Football.
Ooh, 99% chance, huh?
99%
What do you
chance
think
he
about
should
that?
be back. Hey, it doesn't matter who you hand the ball off to. Michael Parsons is going to be there, hopefully. Oh, dang it.
Yeah, he's got to go through the
Uh,
line, right?
yeah, got to go to. I got to freaking. Yeah. Anyways, um, next up we got Cardinals running back
Mm,
James Conner has
yeah,
been placed
man.
on IR due to knee injury and Sunday's loss to the Bengals, which means he will miss a minimum of 4 games. He would not be able to return till Week 10. Head coach Jonathan Gannon said he was not quite sure yet about the extent of the damage to Connor's knee, but it is looking like he could miss a little bit of time.
Man, there's a lot of good players that are on IR, man.
Yeah,
Oh boy.
dude. The freaking. I feel like James Conner kind of surprised a little bit of people this year, man.
Oh, he
Like I
did.
said, top five
La-
freaking
yeah,
running
yeah.
back.
Like last year, he did okay, but again, our offensive line was a little. You got to have a
Yeah,
good
yeah,
offensive line to provide those gaps, man. You
Yeah,
need them holes for the running backs to go through. But it was tough seeing them last year, especially because I've been following the story since the Pittsburgh Steelers. Great story,
yeah,
that guy, man. Yeah, this year, boy, yeah, they've been using the hell out of him. It sucks that he's on
yeah,
IR, but
100%.
you know.
I don't think he gets enough recognition either. It's part of the team he's on, and nothing against the Cards, but they're just
Oh, dude,
they
this
don't have a
coverage
lot
is,
of.
dude, this
Yeah,
coverage is for the Los Angeles Rams. All right, the
yeah,
49ers are on the wagon right now. The Seahawks are
yeah,
trying to figure out what kind of identity they have with Geno Smith and Tyler Lockett and DK Metcalf. I get it. I understand why there's no
yeah,
coverage with the Arizona Cardinals.
yeah. I understand as well. Next thing we got, Rams traded wide receiver Van Jefferson to the Falcons in a deal that includes late round picks in 2025
Damn.
draft. Yeah, he definitely lost some touches when um, a Cooper Cup came back.
Yeah,
Um,
but how many times has he been targeted? Because I mean, Puka Nakua is there. Tutu
yeah, that's what I'm
Atwell was
saying.
playing as well, and
Yeah,
that sucks, man. Because that's all you heard besides Cooper Cup's name is Van Jefferson. Uh, that when they were on a Super Bowl run.
yeah, but I mean, no one expected Puka to come in and play like he did.
No.
Tutu Atwell, I don't feel like there was as much hype for him like as what he's playing. But with them two stepping up, I mean, it sucks for Jefferson. Hopefully, Falcons can they give him some value. You know what I mean?
I think you can because, like I said, right now they're a little run heavy. Got Bijan,
Yep.
so um, I know Tyler Algier. He definitely needs some help, man. He's been targeted, but the dude misses so much. I think it's good to have that kind of veteran presence
Right.
um, for the Falcons. Man, we'll see what happens, man.
Yeah. Next thing I got is Justin Jefferson placed on IR with right
Mm.
hamstring injury, which occurred after he stumbled while making a cut on a route. O'Connell said it is too early to give a timeline on his injury. We'll get him back as soon as we can. There will be a better there will not be a better teammate in the locker room during the time he is out.
Dude, let me tell you, I don't know how. There's too much. There's way too much going on with the Vikings.
Yeah.
There's like, if he's healthy, what do you really do, right? Because they paid him. Okay,
Yep.
Kirk Cousins has, this is his last year. His last year on his contract. There's a
Yeah.
lot of things going on, man. They're what, 1-4, one and
Yep.
four. Who expected the Vikings to be 1-4 when they made the playoffs last year,
Offensive.
the year
I feel
before
like that.
that?
Right. I feel like that offensive line's starting to catch up with them. With no passing offense, I feel like they're going to lose their offense. Now that being said,
The running
I'm not
back
saying
too.
yeah. I mean Justin Jefferson is great. He is the key factor, but there's I feel like it's still going to be there a little bit, but it's not going to be anywhere near what it was.
I just, I don't know, man. Kirk Cousins is playing like he played his last year with the Redskins. Because when Kirk Cousins had something to prove, right, he basically broke the market for the quarterbacks when
Yeah.
he was going on a run because he was going to get the boot. He played to get a new contract. He did. He got a whopping deal, and for the next 2 years, he was playing good.
Yeah.
The last year, he didn't really pan out. He gets traded to the Vikings, and then it's kind of the same story. He does good and all that stuff, and I guess it's, you're right. It's the O line. It's a few pieces moving around. But boy, it's there's I don't think there should be any reason why they should be losing these games, man.
Yeah. I mean,
Especially with a playmaker like Justin Jefferson.
dude, yeah, he's one of the top tier
And
freaking wide receivers in the NFL.
yeah, matter of fact, last year they should have lost a lot of games, but they came back. They
Right.
came back. They don't know, the troops were rallying each other, and they turned it up a notch, and they won games like the Colts. They came back against the Colts. They came back against the Chargers. But the telltale signs were there. They should have lost those games. And
Yeah.
this year, it's proven that they
Ex-
are losing those kind of games against teams that they probably should beat. You know, I
exactly.
think they could have kept. I think they could have kept more competitive against the Chiefs. And I know it was, between them and the Chargers. I believe week 2 that was as competitive as it's going to get, and I think that's as competitive as it's going to get this year. Again,
Yeah.
we still have a lot of football left, but it's tough to see teams that should be better than what their record says. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Exactly. I agree. There are definitely teams out there that their record doesn't show how good they actually are. Speaking of the Vikings and their quarterback situation, they worked out Colt McCoy.
Colt McCoy.
Um, yeah,
Oh
Colt
man,
McCoy. Uh, that kind of. Do you think he's the next quarterback for the Vikings?
no, he's not. Colt McCoy's a
And
backup. He's going to remain a backup, and he'll be a backup.
yeah, um, Jets are also exploring possible Mecole Hardman trades.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So I mean, T.J. Watt suffered a badly dislocated finger and tore multiple ligaments
Damn.
Sunday, which may need to be surgically repaired after the season, depending on how it heals. In the words of Coach Mike Tomlin,
Mm.
dude, T.J. Watt's tough. I mean, I
Eh,
don't.
so is he okay? So is he injured?
Well, he dislocated his finger
Dislocated
and
his
tore
finger,
multiple
but
ligaments. Didn't leave the game.
that's what
Ended
I'm
up
saying, dude.
playing.
Yeah,
He's a tough zombie.
yeah.
Dude, I would.
I wonder if
I
he's
don't know
gonna
if I could do it.
probably gonna be sitting him down for the next few
Maybe.
weeks, maybe. Who knows?
Yeah. Um, Some NFL teams believe that the Broncos will listen to trade offers for Jerry Jeudy and Cortland Sutton, as
Mm,
well as players on the defense. The report says that Denver is not interested in parting ways with cornerback Pat Surtain. They view him as a building block, as states that there's no one trading for Russell Wilson's contract. So
yeah,
it seems that the only two people safe is Russell Wilson and Pat Surtain. And Russell Wilson, it's because of his contract.
yeah. No, yeah. Sertan, you don't want to leave because you're right. It's you're gonna build around a guy like that. It's really the only logical thing that makes sense. With
Yeah,
Russell, yeah, he's got boy. Look, we have to look at the list of what the Seahawks got in return for Russell Wilson, and it's amazing.
yeah,
Russell Wilson, yeah, definitely not playing like he was supposed to. And look, last year Broncos lost so bad, right? This
yeah.
year, Sean Payton is supposed to turn the Broncos around, and it it gets worse.
Yeah.
It gets worse,
Man.
man. And I don't know who you blame. I You could blame the coaches. I'm not sure. It's still, I don't know, man. We got to stop using that, or at least I got to stop using that. It's too early in the season. Russell Wilson is
Yeah.
playing. Damn,
I feel
he
like he's playing better,
he's
man.
there.
Like
Yeah,
he
he's
has
there. He
improved.
has
It's not,
improved, but
and that's thanks
I
to
th- I
the
think
coach.
I think I think Sean Payton needs to simplify it a little bit more because if you noticed on Thursday Night Football, like he had a whole list of it was like at least 100 plays, and just to try to decipher everything and scroll through the
Yeah.
plays and all that stuff. I think they need to simplify it for Russ. Not that he's not an intelligent guy. It's just I think there's just too much going on, man.
They
And
gotta. I feel like they got to get him out of the pocket. That's where he plays the best is when he's
he
outside the
played great.
pocket.
Yeah,
He's freaking can throw on the run. He can run down the field.
but he was doing
I
great
mean,
against the Chiefs when it came to the
yeah,
run. I mean, well,
exactly.
yeah,
That's
but
him.
but
That's
the
what he
defense,
does.
but dude, how about the Chiefs? If so, their identity has been Andy Reid, Patrick Mahomes, Travis Kelsey, right?
Yep.
Back then
Yep.
it was Tyreek Hill.
Yep.
We all known, we all know the Chiefs to have a bad defense, and halfway through the season they kind of turn it up a notch. And when we say turn up a notch, we're talking about the defensive line. The secondary has always not been that good, and they lose a lot of points. Um, Now they got rookies from last year, right? Their building
Right.
blocks are the rookies. It's not one that stands out, um, except Justin Reed, who's a really good safety. When they got traded from the Houston Texans, dude, they have an identity on the defense now. It's scary to think that with Chris Jones now there, Mike Dana, they got a lot of good dudes. George Karlaftis, right, on the defensive line.
Yeah.
They
Yeah.
got Nick Bolton. Uh, they got a few guys out there as linebackers and a whole bunch of dudes and the secondary as well. They gotta watch out for that defense because if this is how they're playing right now, games from now it's just gonna be a whole lot better, dude. I think they're gonna do a lot of damage. Now they're playing against teams that should be beaten, like the
Yeah.
Broncos,
Yeah.
and they should blow the doors off the Broncos. They should, be playing better uh, than other against other teams that are bad. They haven't really had a challenge yet, so they still need to play the Chargers. I know they played the Bengals down the road. Uh, who else? The Dolphins. They got them, I think, week 8 or week 9, which is going to be a good game to watch.
Yeah.
I think they got the Bills again, so we'll see. But the offense now is a little bit younger, but the defense, dude, watch out for them.
Right. Right. Yeah. That defense definitely can make some stuff happen.
But it's crazy because it's happening now.
Yeah. Exactly.
It's
They're
insane to see.
right. I agree 100%.
What do you think? Hey, since you know that the Denver Broncos released Frank Clark,
Yeah.
you think he's gonna go back to the Chiefs?
I don't know. Um, I don't. I mean, that it's always a after a player leaves, you always got that home. You know what I mean? That one place you played.
Oh yeah,
He'd probably like to go back to the Chiefs. I don't know if he has any connections or anything
of
there.
course he has connections, dude. I think
Right.
it'd be you'd definitely be taking a pay cut, but I think well,
I,
that'd be another weapon, dude, on the defensive
I
line.
mean, if you're a Chiefs, you. I mean, it would make sense. You got a guy who knows, who's been in that organization
Yeah,
and dealt with everything. It's just another ace up your sleeve. You know what I mean?
yeah, he's a good playoff guy.
Yeah. Exactly. I would definitely consider it if I'm the Chiefs organization. If you got the cap space, you got room, you know, maybe pick him up, see what he can do.
Yeah,
And pick him up on practice squad, worst case,
hmm
and make him work his way up to the team.
yeah,
Um, Next news we got Deshaun Watson remains day to day with a rotator cuff contusion. He has actually been announced as out
yeah. He's
for
out
the
now.
game. He's out.
What do you think about
Uh,
that?
uh, Sucks. There was a lot that everyone expected for Deshaun Watson to um, do a lot this year. He had a lot of hype on his name.
Hmm.
Starting a whole season, playing a whole season. Now he's out.
Yep.
Man, I actually was one of the people who drafted him, so it sucks for me. They got Sam Howell stepping in right now. Yeah,
No, not Sam Howell, dude.
that's who I got stepping in.
Oh, for
Like
you. Oh, okay. I was about
on
to
my
say,
fantasy, that's who my backup is.
Sam
Sam Howell.
Howell.
Yeah, I just needed a
Golly.
filler, and I picked him up when he was
S-
going against the Bears or something like that. He ended up
Oh,
putting like 30 points
yeah,
up,
yeah,
so it was a
yeah,
good 1 week.
yeah,
I think this week or last week he put up 15, 16, something,
yeah.
and nothing huge, but enough to contribute. um, the next thing I got, this is gonna take a minute, okay? Is the Giants? Are you ready to hear their injury report? Listen
Oh,
to
dude.
this, dude.
Am I ever?
All right. So Giants will be without. Daniel Jones,
Mm.
neck injury. Darren Waller, growing. Left tackle Andrew Thomas, a hamstring. Center John Michael Smits with a shoulder. Wide receiver Wandale Robinson, knee. Outside linebacker Az Owijaria, something like that with an ankle. Offensive tackle Matt Pert, shoulder. On the bright news, though, Barkley is practicing and is expected to do more than he has previously.
I bet.
So, yeah, sounds like their whole team's out, except for Barkley.
Except for Barkley.
Damn it. No, but I feel like Taylor came in last week and looked really good, man.
Yeah.
Like, um, I've never been a fan of Jones, so when I say this, but I feel like the way he played last week, I feel like he could maybe threaten Jones for his job. Now, it's not going to happen because of his contract. You know what I mean? They're not going to.
Who knows, man? Who knows? New York is known for making drastic changes, but really on the for the Jets organization, they make a lot of changes out of thin air halfway through the season.
Yeah.
Especially when it comes to what Black Friday or Dark Monday.
Right.
What is it, Black
Right.
Monday, where they just start
A Cyber Monday?
no, like yeah, around that time they start to fire coaches and let
Oh,
go of
yeah, yeah,
players.
yeah.
So
Yeah.
yeah, who knows,
Maybe.
man? Yeah, who
I
knows
don't
what the
know.
Giants
Just
do?
it makes them look dumb. They signed that big contract to Daniel Jones
There's
and
a
not
lot of teams that look
freaking
dumb for signing
Barkley. Yeah.
crazy contracts, man.
Yeah. Oh, this. Listen. All right. So obviously I'm a Cowboys fan, right? This. All right. I'm just gonna tell you the news and then I'll tell you what I think after it. NFL is considering fining 49ers tight end George Kittle for the shirt he wore under his pads that said "Fuck
What
Dallas."
did it say?
Under it said "Fuck Dallas." Had a star on it. From like back in was it the '90s that one player for the 49ers wore that same shirt. I can't think of his name, but he wore the exact same shirt that he
Yeah,
did, and
he was paying
it says
homage.
yeah. It said under the terms of NFL's fine schedule, personal messages carry a fine of $10,927.
Mm.
I think this is a load of bullshit. I'm a Cowboys fan. This did not piss me off
No,
100%.
yeah, I know
It
it. I know
it
what it.
it. I want it to build a rivalry. That's what I want, and that's what there's no rivalries anymore in NFL. I don't feel like. I mean, yeah, you got the Cowboys and Eagles, they hate each other, but it's not the same as it was in the 90s, with the catch, with the freaking Michael Irvins and the freaking Jerry Rice and the, all that.
Yeah,
That's what I want. And that's what the NFL needs. Draw some more attention. You know what I mean?
yeah. No, I know exactly what you mean because if anything, that was good. You want and
Yeah,
look, it had Michael Parsons talking on his podcast. He goes, "Hey, we're
right.
gonna be a different team when we see you." And then Debo Samuel came on the Up and Adams podcast where he said the same thing's going to happen. And
Yeah,
that's what you need, man. You need
yeah,
two teams going at it cuz yeah, you're right. The rivalries that we know were from the 90s.
you're right.
The only thing we had coverage-wise, we have divisional rivals. And even Frank Clark said it himself in a podcast in a post conference where he doesn't see the Broncos and the Chiefs as a rivalry because last time we checked, the Broncos are 16-0 against the Chiefs. I wouldn't call that a rivalry.
Yeah,
So it's good to have that little. I mean, it's. I knew you wouldn't care. You know,
yeah, right. I know.
it's yeah, that's how George Kittle is. But 49ers play aggressive with anybody,
Dude,
and
that's what I
and
want,
and
though.
that'd be good. That'd be good fuel for the Cowboys,
Right.
because you want to
I,
see a competitive game.
yeah. I want to see like, OU Texas rivalry game. I want to see that in NFL. We
Yeah,
don't have any of those.
dude,
Two
like
teams that absolutely freaking hate each other.
the Titans
Yeah,
and Ravens, like the Titans and Ravens hate each other. Remember that
yeah,
whole last year thing? Like I'm gonna get in the middle of the field, I'm gonna dance on your logo. The coaches come out and they start talking trash. That's what you want.
yeah, yeah. And I mean, I'm not saying that. I just don't feel like there's as much of a hype anymore. And I feel like the 49ers and Cowboys are heading back to that way. If you look at it, yeah, we've lost two times to them in the playoffs,
Mhm.
2 years in a row, played them again. I feel like it's going to build a rivalry. Hopefully the Cowboys will eventually win one. It won't be as lopsided. But I want that rivalry, that big rivalry that everyone in the freaking America is watching because
Yeah.
these two teams absolutely hate each other. They're hitting each other harder than what they do. They're lighting each other up. They're freaking playing like they got no freaking soul. You know what I mean?
Oh yeah.
Do you got any other NFL news, man? That's all I got on the NFL news.
I know that Trayvon Burks won't travel for London against the Ravens. So again, we're talking about the Titans and the
Yeah,
Ravens rivalry. Yeah, so he won't be making a trip over there. Um, Bill Belichick's not planning all week. Has been talking about not planning to change quarterbacks.
right.
His last post conference, he kind of hinted that we'll see. It's up in the air. We'll see how it is, which is the most insight we're going to get out of Bill Belichick. So besides that, man, there's not any more news.
I know the Cowboys just signed a linebacker
Then they
from the
say a tight end,
Falcons.
oh tight end, right, as well.
No, did they? Oh
Yeah,
yeah, they
Sean McKeon
yeah,
from the
yeah,
practice squad. Uh,
yeah. And then they got a linebacker. I can't think of his name. I think his last name was Reed. He played for the Falcons. Um, that's pretty much all I got on NFL news.
mm-hmm.
Next thing I got is NCAA Heisman frontrunners. You want to dive into that, or you got some other news you want to dive into
No, go
before
ahead,
that?
man.
All right.
You go. You got
Well,
Bo up there.
listen. First one we got is a Dylan Gabriel, quarterback of OU. Yeah, he's looked great this year. They've played one real test team, I feel like. All
Mm-hmm.
right. Which was Texas. And that's a great team. I'm not saying that. I'm just saying all the other teams they look like we're playing high school fucking teams. Padding stats and running up scores. That's what
Right.
they're doing. Um, Next up is Bo Nix, quarterback from Oregon.
Mm-hmm.
I am excited for that Oregon game against Washington. After that, you got Caleb Williams, quarterback for USC, and the last front runner is Michael Penix Jr., quarterback for Washington.
Mm.
He leads the
Speaking of
nation
Washington.
with yeah, he leads the nation with 401.6 offensive yards per game, has thrown 16 touchdowns and 2 interceptions.
Mm-hmm.
Dude, he's looking great. If you haven't checked him out, go look up his highlights. You will definitely he's should definitely be considered the top runner for this freaking Heisman race. And I feel like today's going to prove a lot. You got two Heisman quarterbacks they going against each other.
Yeah. Yeah, it's going to be
Man,
a good game to watch.
yeah, definitely is. Whatever happened to freaking running backs or wide receivers being a Heisman race, man? Here
Oh
lately,
man.
it's a freaking quarterback award anymore. I
Yeah.
mean, why wasn't Bijan Robinson at Texas in the conversation for the Heisman? You know,
Yeah.
like he did great things for Texas, but no, let's give it to a quarterback. Whatever. Um, what you got next on your notes?
What do I got next? We're talking college
Yeah,
wise or in
yeah, we can
general?
go college wise because I got another college thing. We can save that for a little bit, and we'll get your opinion on it.
Oh, all right. Well, I got Bob Carpenter's top five teams
All
again.
right.
I think there's only a few changes that he made from last week. He didn't have this last team. He didn't have this team that I'm about to say last week on his top five. So kind of the same thing. You got Ohio State ranked first, Michigan ranked second, Georgia ranked third. Ranked fifth is Oregon because of what Oklahoma did against the Texas Longhorns. He has them ranked as fourth. What do you think about that?
Man, I can see, I can agree with the top three. Um, Oregon or not Oregon, Ohio
Yeah,
State,
Ohio State,
Michigan,
Michigan, and
and
Georgia.
Georgia.
Yeah,
I agree with that. Oklahoma, like I said, I'm not big on it. Yes, they beat a Texas team, and not just a Texas team. It's a damn good Texas team.
damn
I
good.
just damn good. I just feel like Oklahoma's a little overhyped, man. they beat a damn good team. But other than that, who have they played? I mean, Tulsa. Who else?
Tulsa's great this season. What are you talking about?
Am I talking to my wife right now? Just kidding. Anyways, if you listen to this, babe, I love you. I'm sorry.
Yeah, I know, right? Way to go.
No, nah, man. I'm not saying they're terrible. It's just like they've proven one test and they played great one game. One game's not going to win national championship. You get in
Well, I
the
mean,
playoffs, you have to win one too.
you can say that about a lot of good teams. Michigan, Georgia, not really. Georgia's being really good teams, but
I feel like Michigan's put the pound on a few teams, like more
no,
than
they have.
once.
Yeah, but teams that
Georgia's played a lot closer games. That's why I agree with it because Georgia has played a lot closer team,
but
like
Michigan's
with
beating
lower ranked teams.
Michigan's beating lower ranked teams though. Matter of fact,
Yeah,
non-ranked teams.
fair enough.
I'm just saying.
Yeah, all right. Well, I'm wrong. I'm
Oh,
wrong
you're
again.
here you go.
Guess what, folks?
What else you got?
Now, Oregon, they definitely looked dominant, man.
Yeah.
Like I said, this Washington and Oregon game, if Washington ends up the victor, I expect to see them up there again.
Mm.
They're definitely good. Their quarterback is amazing. Um, that's all I got on that. You got
Yeah.
anything
No, man.
on that? All right. All right. My last college news is the college football playoff prediction this
Ooh.
week. It's starting, boys. We're
Damn.
getting into those bowl projections,
Okay.
the bowl rankings, everything.
All right.
All right. So we'll start with this one. Rose Bowl prediction. They got Michigan going against Florida State.
Oh
How you feel
man.
about that?
Oh man. Dude, Florida State has been beating teams just at an astronomical level. Um,
Yeah.
but Michigan, I mean, they're on a run right now. I think they're like a little mini revenge tour.
Yep. Yep.
To be honest, man, I see it going both ways because Michigan always has a tendency to just kind of shit the bed when it comes to
Yeah.
playoffs.
Do you agree with those rankings? Them two teams being in there, or is there someone else you'd rather see in those two positions?
Ooh, uh,
Are there and keep in mind there's two other teams for another game. All right, so keep that in mind. There's two other teams that I'm going to be announcing for the Sugar Bowl. But
mm,
is there two teams you think would fit better? That'd be number two and number three. That's the number two and number three seed. No, yeah, it's got to be. That would only make sense. Anyways, that's got to be the number two and number three seed.
mm. No, who do you think?
I don't know, man. I like to see Ohio State. I believe the only reason Michigan's getting in there is probably because they're beating Ohio State because they're in the same conference, right?
Yeah, Big Ten. Yeah,
Yeah. So they basically by predicting this, they're basically predicting that Michigan's going to beat Ohio State in the championship, which that's going to be a good game. I feel like too, Michigan and Ohio State.
yeah.
Um, or they're predicting Ohio State to lose a game and not make it to the championship. Other than that one, Florida State, man, they're definitely looking good. I
Yeah.
hope it gets to the old Florida State. You know what I mean? Back to when they were dominant. You got the
Yeah. Oh
That's
yeah.
what I want to see. I want to see the freaking Florida State that would kick people's
Oh
ass.
yeah, dude. They're savages right now this year.
Yeah,
It's
yeah.
pretty cool to see.
Next we got the Sugar Bowl, man.
Mm.
And like I said, I expect this is number one and number four. That's the only way I can see it. Number one, they got Georgia
Mm.
versus Oklahoma.
Wow. I guarantee
do,
you if
do
Oklahoma
you agree?
I
You
don't like
guarantee me
that.
what about Oklahoma?
I don't
Sorry.
like that. It's like putting
Ah,
spinach on pizza. It doesn't make sense.
it doesn't.
I don't like
Um,
that. Yeah.
I mean, USC's up there, but like I said before we even went on the air, USC's defense is. I feel like that's going to cost them the playoff. Their defense is not that good.
Cost them
They
the
should
playoffs
not
last
have.
year.
Yeah, they should not have hung around with Colorado. That they played another team that they ended up beating in overtime. They should not have hung around with.
Hmm.
Can't remember off the top of my head. But their defense is not that good.
Yeah,
That would be my focus going into this offseason, especially if you want to get into the playoff contention, is to build that defense, get
yeah.
some recruits. That's what's stopping them. You know what I mean?
Hmm.
Um, Oklahoma, I feel like that's kind of a high
I think that's just too
prediction
high,
for
man.
them.
Yeah,
Yeah,
like
have
they
to
beat
agree.
one really like okay, going back. Yeah, they beat one really good team, and I think because
Yep.
of that win, they moved up to
Right.
to the Sugar Bowl. Like what the hell?
Right. You win. The exact same thing happened to Colorado when they had that one good win. They moved them. Boom! Colorado's going to be boosting up them
Well,
lineups. You
who
know what I
wasn't
mean?
on the high train? They beat TCU, who beat
Y-
Michigan. I'm just saying,
Yeah, I know. I agree, but still, it's just
not the same
like,
players though. You're right, not the same players.
yeah, uh,
Max Duggar's back. It's it in a practice
yeah,
squad with the Chargers. So what does
yeah.
that tell you?
Right. Um, and I mean, I could see Washington getting in there ahead of Oklahoma. Um, I'd be okay with that. Call me stupid, dumb, don't agree with me. I
Hmm.
don't give a fuck. That's what I see. I can see Washington, Ohio State maybe, depending on I don't know if they get a one loss team in there that might bring up some
Yeah.
um man, I don't not Notre Dame. Um dang, who else would you see going into that spot besides Oklahoma? You don't
Oof.
I mean maybe Texas, but that comes back to a one loss game, which
Yeah.
Oklahoma and Texas are most likely going to have to play each other again. Let's be honest.
Yeah. Yeah. But I could potentially see Texas.
Good.
To be fair.
Yeah. To be fair, I agree. Um, I mean, other than that, I don't think I see anyone really sliding into that spot. I mean, what's our top 25 right now? You have that pulled up?
Let's pull that up right now. Top
I
25.
mean, I'd freaking because I guess I'm not saying Oklahoma's not good. I think they're a little overhyped right now, and I just feel like that's a far hype
Yeah. So right now
for
we got
Oklahoma.
Georgia ranked one, followed by Michigan, Ohio State. We have Florida State and Oklahoma ranked fifth.
Yeah.
Forgot about Penn
Who?
State.
Penn State.
Penn
Yeah, where
State
are they ranked?
5-0. Yeah, they're ranked sixth.
Yeah, I can see Penn State sliding up there, maybe.
All right.
Um, like, uh, who else is after? What's the top 10 look like?
Okay, so top 10. We have Georgia, Michigan, Ohio State, Florida State, Oklahoma, Penn State, followed by Washington, ranked seventh with a record of 5-0. We have
Yeah,
Oregon. Uh, After them, it's Texas that definitely dropped six, ranked
yeah,
from what third to
yeah.
sixth, third to ninth because of that loss against the OU. Um, then you got
10th is
USC
USC.
ranked 10th.
Yep. Yeah. So I could honestly, a USC, I don't see them getting in. I could see Penn State, Washington getting in.
Yeah,
That'd probably be a Penn State, Washington, and Oklahoma. I guess would be the top three that would fill that spot.
yeah.
It's gonna cut. There's gonna be a lot riding on that freaking Big 12 championship game.
Oh yeah,
I mean, it's gonna be Oklahoma and Texas. There's no one in the big unless some upset happens, which it should not. Oklahoma and Texas should walk through the rest of their schedule. To be
yeah,
honest with you, I mean they have no one else in the Big 12. Kansas State looked good, but now they're not. TCU, they looked good, but I don't feel like they do anymore. you
no,
know, um, I don't see anyone else.
yeah.
So,
I mean, yeah, Kansas State not anymore. I mean, shoot, LSU. They're not looking too good. Tennessee, a lot of good teams, man. A lot of teams that played well last year, especially leading to the playoffs, like Tennessee. I don't think Duke was there. Ole Miss, Kansas State, like they were winning close games or keeping it competitive.
Yeah,
Now they're ranked below 19, 20. I mean, it's they're not
yeah,
up there anymore. So
yeah. Kansas State is definitely missing Deuce Vaughn. That's
yeah,
obvious. It's definitely they don't have that Deuce Vaughn, that running back there.
yeah, I know.
Um, all right, man. What you got next? The next thing I got is the weekly matchups. You got anything you want to get
Oh
into before we go into that?
no, man, let's go. Let's go into weekly matchups.
All right. My weekly matchup I got is the Buccaneers at the Lions. Is the
Ooh.
Buccaneers at the Lions or is the Lions at the Buccaneers?
Lions at Bucks. Yeah, they're playing at
Okay.
Tampa Bay.
Yeah, Lions at the Bucks. So I'm gonna start this off. The offense for the Buccaneers, they average 301.5 yards a game, which is ranked 22nd.
Hmm.
The offense average for the Lions is 384.4 yards a game. I don't have what they're ranked here for whatever freaking reason. Um, which and then the passing for the Buccaneers is 214.5, ranked 14th. Rushing is 87.0,
Mm.
ranked 25th. The For the Lions, passing is 243.4, ranked ninth, and rushing is 141.0, ranked 7th. Uh, yeah, offense is definitely. I mean, the Buccaneers got to do something about their freaking rushing. 25th. I mean, they're definitely relying on their freaking passing game.
Yeah,
Baker putting a lot of hope on him, and he's looked good too. He's looked good. I can't say he hasn't. Um, then you get into the defenses. Total yards for the Buccaneers 318.5, ranked 11th. They're passing 94.8, ranked 10th. The defense averages for the Lions total yards 292.8, ranked 6th. Passing is 224.4, ranked 17th. Rushing 68.4, ranked third. Third best rushing defense in the NFL right now
mm.
is the Detroit Lions. Um, I mean, this is going to be. I think this is a toss-up. This is one of those games. This is probably one of the best games of the week. And one of the better games we got going on, and we've seen.
Yeah,
It's an even matchup. I feel like I don't know what the spread is on it, but it's definitely going to be a toss-up.
yeah, I agree. The spread is Detroit -3, so they're favored.
Yeah,
Not at home. I think you're right, man. I think it goes both ways. I
yeah,
wouldn't see a detriment to any team that loses.
I wouldn't either. I mean, this is. I think they're both number one in their division, right?
Yeah,
Or not division, but
and
they're.
they're
You know what I mean?
yeah.
Yeah, yeah, yeah,
So I mean, Baker Mayfield is rallying the troops. He's doing a great job. He's utilizing his veterans like Mike Evans. Jared Goff is doing really good. The defense is buzzing. They got a lot of weapons on the defensive line, and they got that one rookie sensation as a linebacker. They have dogs all over the place.
yeah. They
So,
definitely do.
I mean, obviously, the way I sound. I'm favoring the Lions because, like I told you, man, preseason I've been following their story, and
Yeah,
they
man, they
were
got
going
a
to be my
great
backup
story.
team if the Arizona Cardinals were going to crap the bed this season, and they've proven me otherwise. And I got to go back with my team. But the Lions, dude, they've been building. This has been a
Yeah,
building block, and I know especially for Lions fans out there, they're happy to see that. Um,
yeah, they are.
I think as Lions fans, they win or lose, I think it's going to be a great game. You know, so
Yeah,
it's going to be yeah, we'll see. Definitely the best game of the probably the best games are going to be as competitive this week,
yeah,
in my opinion. Because who the hell wants to
yeah.
see the Bills and the Giants go at it?
I know. Yeah, I mean, at the beginning of the year, we would think that'd be a good game, but not anymore. I mean, Giants have
There
no
was a lot of hype
offensive
because Saquon
weapons
Barkley,
besides
exactly.
Barkley.
Daniel Jones got a deal. Second Barkley is going to be top running back in the NFL. The Bills, we'll talk about them later. But anyway, game of the week.
Yeah, yeah. Let's not go down on this
Sorry.
rabbit hole. All right, so my next thing I got is Jeremiah's key to victory.
Damn.
All right. For the Buccaneers, this is all personal preference. Um, I think offense needs to slow down Aiden Hutchinson.
Hmm.
That's the main thing for their offense to do. Figure out a way to slow him down. Get Baker going in the passing game. Like I said, they're freaking passing for the Giants on their defense is ranked as 17th, so that's definitely their weakness.
Hmm.
I would try to figure out how to exploit that a weakness. You know what I mean? Open a wound and just keep stabbing it. You know what I mean? Just freaking keep going. For their defense, make some plays and shut them down.
Hmm.
That's what you got. I mean, just stop them.
Yeah.
Control that line of scrimmage. That's what it comes down to at the end of the day. You control that line of scrimmage, that's half the battle. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Keys of victory for the Lions. I got use your weapons on offense. Get the O going like they have been able to do in the wins this year. Get golf time in the pocket. The D, get Hutchinson in the backfield. Put pressure on Baker. Force mistakes. Force. I mean, in that passing, I feel like they just got to get a Hutchinson in the back, make Baker run the ball. You have the third best run defense statistically in the NFL.
Hmm.
Let's put it to the test. Get Baker out of the pocket. Make him feel uncomfortable. You know, step up.
Yeah. I agree.
Yeah, but that's all. My pick. All right, my pick for this week. I am going to take the Lions. I think the Lions are gonna go in here. Hutchinson's gonna have a big day. I feel like, and Baker's not gonna be able to overcome this obstacle.
Mm.
That's my 2 cents.
All right.
What do you got on the matter?
Uh, oh, I like it, dude. I definitely am liking the Lions. Again, I've been following this story for about 2 years now, ever since Dan Campbell went to Detroit. I mean, he played for Detroit. He wants to go back to Detroit, and I know Sheila Ford. She gave him the opportunity to come back. I think they're a solid team, dude.
Yeah, they
Last year
are.
they were sneaky, you know, but then when their last game they beat the Packers, when they knew that they weren't going to make the playoffs because Seahawks won, and
Right.
they carried that through the offseason, didn't let anything distract them, just to come and this, basically ruin um, the Super Bowl game day against the Chiefs week one. I think that was a pretty freaking big statement across the
Yeah.
NFL. Yeah, I'm
Yeah, it
on board with the
was.
Lions, dude. Like the Bucks, nothing against the Bucks. I just like the Lions better.
Yeah. Yeah, I agree. 100%, man. All right. What do you got for a weekly matchup? You got a weekly matchup or
Dude, weekly
anything?
matchup. Look, first of all, I was gonna do the Lions and Bucks, all right? But
Hey, great minds think alike,
yeah,
dude.
they
I
do,
asked
dude.
you, I literally asked you, and I waited a few minutes. You didn't respond. I was like, yeah, he's probably at work, whatever. So I
Yeah,
started looking through the games, and I was like, there's the only game
that
that makes
it's a
sense to
good one.
cover.
It's a
It's
good
the
one.
only
But
one.
you know what? Great minds think alike. Sometimes you gotta dig a little deeper. Um, Raiders and Patriots. I know both teams are not really the. I know Raiders have had a lot of things issues going on with Chandler Jones and some things happening behind the scenes. Jimmy
Yeah,
G's coming back and basically falsifying his documentations and saying he's not injured when he actually is. He's come back though. He's healthy. A lot of stories going to not in their favor, but they're pulling out wins against the Packers. Man, the Patriots on the
yeah,
other side, they are playing simpleton football. I mean, they lost these two games. They have lost consecutively by big numbers. First of all, against the Cowboys. The Cowboys, they beat them by 35 points.
yeah.
And then they get the doors blown off. Don't put any points out there. 34-0 against the Saints, man. Again, this is the whole thing with Mac Jones. Was he a good um was he a good pick for the Patriots? It looked at it
Right,
at first. It looked like it did. You reintroduce Bill O'Brien again as an offensive coordinator, as a as a coach, as a guru coach for the quarterback. I don't know what's. They're not firing on all cylinders. Um, both teams right now at their. I know the Patriots are fourth in their division. The Raiders are third in their division. I picked this game because of the fact that both teams are bad. Both teams have a lot to prove. But
Yeah,
also, if we remember last year, the Patriots were it was they were trying to score and their wide receiver was trying to throw back to their quarterback. And if you
yeah,
remember, Max
yeah,
Crosby, I believe, no, it was Chandler Jones who grabbed the ball. He basically lofted to Chandler Jones and then stiff armed the hell out of Mac Jones and went the other side for a tutty. So there's a lot of, you know, I wouldn't call it a rivalry. There's some implications there, right? I think this is for pride. If the Patriots lose, they're gonna have to look for a different quarterback. If the
yeah,
Raiders lose, I mean it's gonna get uncomfortable in that locker room because you have a lot of dogs, man. I know you have Jimmy G, and we talked about him already, but you also have you also have Josh Jacobs, all right, who last year, uh, first off, how do you make your veteran running back play in the Hall of Fame? That game is for guys that are not going to make the NFL roster. All right, you play them
yeah.
so they can build up their resumes. Anyway, that's
Right,
not here
right.
nor there. That's the Raiders thing. You just like messing up their people. Devontae Adams, as is again, he you need to throw him the ball. He needs catches. That's the only way. Besides Josh Jacobs, how they're going to win against the Patriots, and the Patriots are lowest on the total when it comes to throwing the ball on a defense. So I know they can. I know Jimmy G can throw the ball and probably find Devontae Adams. Jacoby Myers. Jacoby Myers. That's another story right there because he came from the Patriots. And guess who they paid? Juju Smith Schuster, who is injured. So that's
Dang it.
another thing. That's I'm pretty sure that's gonna be like a hey, you guys traded me for this guy here and you paid him more. All right, bet. Uh, Hunter Renfro hasn't had the the best season so far. He's been
Yeah,
kind of sidelined with a little few injuries. He's gonna come back. I think he's gonna have a good game. Not to mention that you have Max Crosby and Tyree Wilson, both nasty pass rushers, and they actually use their strengths to their favor. They do a lot of crossing routes. Um, so yeah, there's a lot of good storylines with these two teams. I think it would be worse for the Patriots if they lose than if the Raiders lose. To be honest,
yeah.
so
I agree.
that's my game of the week. It's gonna get dirty. It's gonna get nasty. It's gonna get filthy, just like mud wrestling.
Yeah,
So
yeah. I mean, I agree. I feel like there's a lot going on in the locker room of
so
that
much.
Raiders.
Oh yeah,
There's a lot of drama, and like you said, I feel like the Patriots have the most to lose in this game. It's not just a game for them. Like it's this season has literally gone down the toilet bowl. I mean, no one expected them to be the best in the NFL, but they didn't expect them to be this. You know what
yeah,
I mean? Have the worst freaking loss in Belichick's career. Freaking went scoreless. I don't even know if he's ever done that.
yeah, dude.
It,
I don't
it
think he
it's
has either.
it's freaking crazy. It's definitely going to be a good game to watch.
Hmm.
Do you want to say your pick now, or do you want to wait till we get to the weekly picks?
I want to wait until we get to the weekly picks.
All right, man. The last thing I got on doc is weekly picks. You got anything else you want to touch on?
Oh no, that's it,
Touch on,
man.
right?
That's it. I think I'm
All
good.
right, all right, all right, man. You want to read them off? You want me to read them off?
Hell yeah, I'll read it. Well, okay. How did we do it last week? You did you?
You read
I
them
read them
off?
off, right?
Yeah, yeah. You read them off. So what
Was
did
that
you
me?
say?
All right, so now it's your
Yeah,
turn. Go ahead.
yeah. All right. So first game I got up is the Ravens versus the Titans. Who you got?
Hold on, I can't see you.
uh,
We're having some technical difficulties.
old man don't know how to use technology is what it is.
Is that me? Did I mess up?
Oh, I don't know. Did you? I mean, you're still here.
Well, while you figure it out,
And
I'll tell you my picks. You said Ravens and Titans, right?
yep, Ravens versus
All right,
Titans.
Ravens and Titans. I'm gonna go with the Ravens because I've been hearing that Lamar Jackson and the boys over there at in uh, in London, they're liked. Um, so they've also traveled there a few days earlier than the Titans, so they're already getting used to and acclimated to their surroundings. They're not sleep deprived, so they won't have jet lag and stuff. So they won't have any excuse. All not to mention that they got a chip on their shoulder. Hey, look at you, you're back.
I think it was you, man.
No, it was you,
Uh,
dude.
I've
You just came
I've
back.
been able to see
You
you
pressed
the whole
something.
time.
I know. I couldn't see you though.
Okay. All right.
You can see
All
me.
right.
You can see. Oh, so yeah.
Yeah.
So I'm choosing the Ravens.
All right. I agree. I agree. I got the Ravens. I think Lamar and them has been doing they looking pretty good this year.
Hmm.
Um, next one up, Commanders versus Falcons.
Ooh, I definitely am rooting for the Falcons. I not. I think both teams. Nope. I think the commies they lost last week. The Falcons beat the Texans. It was a good competitive game. Going for the Falcons, man.
Yeah. I agree. I got the Falcons too. I mean, I feel like the Falcons are the best of the worst, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
Um, like they're one of the ones at the bottom of the barrel, and they're still fighting. They're not where I don't think they're where everyone expected them to be this year.
Yeah.
But Commanders got freaking uh whatever his name is, Sam Howell.
Mm.
I'm not saying he's a terrible quarterback. It's just he
He's
I
your
I don't
quarterback.
like him that much.
He's your
I don't
quarterback.
like. I know. He is mine, but he's got to make some better decisions in the pocket. Bijan's going to get a lot of touches against this Commanders defense,
Yeah.
and I don't know if anyone can stop him right now. He's he's not as dominant as Christian McCaffrey or A Train or whatever his freaking name was. A Chain.
Yeah. A Train sounds better.
Yeah, A Train. There you go. Yeah, yeah. But he is. I feel like he's one of the top players this year for
Yeah.
running back. I have to agree with you on the Falcons. That's who I got.
All right.
Next up is Seahawks versus the
All
Bengals.
right. So the Seahawks at Bengals. Look, I think the Bengals are. They're. It looks like they're getting into the zone. I know he threw with for Jamar Chase for a few hundred yards and a few tutties last week against the Cardinals. Um, I'm not saying they're fully all the way back. For that reason alone, I'm choosing the Seahawks. Uh, I think this can go either or, but I'm putting my money on the Seahawks.
Yeah, I agree. I got the Seahawks as well. The Bengals year hasn't panned out like everyone expected it to, or what it's been like in a few years. The Seahawks, I don't think they're living up to the hype that they had, but
Yeah,
they're not underachieving.
yeah,
If that
they're
makes
kind of in the
sense.
middle. Yeah.
Yeah, they're in the middle. We're doing like it's not a surprise they're doing this way, and it's not a surprise that they're not doing it that way. Is that
Hmm.
they're like I said in the middle? I think the Seahawks are gonna they win this one. It's definitely gonna be a close game,
Yeah.
but I got the Seahawks. Next up, we got the Colts versus the Jaguars.
Ooh, the Colts and the Jaguars. Boy. All right. So I'm going for the Colts. I'm going for the Colts. Trevor Lawrence is doing good things. I just think, yeah, Zach Moss is doing great things, but I think they're going to turn up a notch, uh, and we'll see what happens. But yeah, Colts. I got the Colts.
I disagree with you. I got the Jaguars, man.
Hell yeah.
Um, this is the game I feel like here lately, Trevor Lawrence and Jags have had a couple bad weeks.
Hmm.
I feel like it's been like where they went. I feel like it's a bounce back game for them.
Yeah,
This is what they need. This is going to be a game that's going to get them back on track to win in their division.
right.
So, like I said, I got the
I
Jaguars.
like it. All right.
Next up, we got the Panthers versus the Dolphins.
Okay, I'm pretty sure we're gonna agree with this one. The Dolphins are minus 14.
Yeah, I think this is the biggest anyone's been this year. Maybe,
Not
maybe
the
I'm
biggest.
wrong,
No, not
but
the biggest. It's the second biggest, actually.
well, it's pretty big though. You know what I mean?
Yeah. So, yeah, obviously, what are we talking about? Dolphins next game.
Yeah, Dolphins. I
Sorry about
agree.
it.
Sorry about it, but that's just how it's going to go. Panthers,
They
come on,
want us
do
to do.
something.
We can't dissect this.
All right, this one, Vikings versus the
All
Bears.
right, dude. Yeah, I know. Okay, so I sent you the pics. I don't know, dude. This has ugly written all over it. This has. I am not confident with either or. I chose the Vikings. Having said what I said just now, and then I realized that the Bears had an astounding game against the Commanders. Justin Fields rushed for over 75 yards. He finally got the ball to Moore. Um, he was actually going outside the pocket, running the ball like he's supposed to. It took only freaking 4 games to figure it out.
Hey, did they watch our podcast? And did they hear what we were talking
Yeah, I
about?
know, right? Must have been. Hey, let's look at these guys in the Midwest. See what the hell they're talking about us, dude. Both teams. I don't like any of them. I'm going with the Bears. Going with the
So you're
Bears.
not. So you're flopping on us, huh?
Dude, I'm flopping, dude. I'm extra flopping. Yes.
uh, I agree with you. I got the Bears as well. The Vikings do not have their shit together.
Yeah.
They just lost Justin Jefferson. They got some other a rookie wide receiver's got to step up. They got some other targets that's going
Mm,
to have to step up. This is the first game without Jefferson.
yeah.
I think it's too early. I mean, maybe give them a couple weeks. Maybe they'll figure it out how to fill that hole.
Honestly,
But
dude. Honestly, if let's say the Vikings, right? Justin Jefferson's got minimum of 4 weeks to get healthy.
yeah,
If the Vikings lose all 4 games, would you really want to put Justin Jefferson in there? I don't. I don't know, man. I don't think
I
so.
don't know. I
I
mean,
wouldn't.
this is definitely. I feel like this is definitely gonna be the test for the Vikings to figure some shit out.
Yeah.
They're taking out their best offensive weapon.
Hmm.
Let's figure something out, man. Like, yeah, we got Addison in there. Um, but let's figure out something
Yeah.
outside of Jefferson. I mean, it's great to have him, but then you have situations like this, you have no backup plan. Let's get some backup plan in case he goes out. Yeah, we can still do this. We can do this. Let's figure out
You got
something outside
Madison. You
of
got KJ Osborne,
yeah,
but we
KJ
heard we
Osborne,
heard those names and what still nothing.
which I definitely recommend picking up KJ Osborne this week with Jefferson out. Addison's going to be getting some touches. I feel like Osborne's going to get quite a bit more touches now. He's has the freaking what's it called the chemistry with Kirk Cousins a little bit,
Yeah.
But like I said, I picked the Bears as well.
All right.
Next up, we got the 49ers and the Browns.
I'm not dumb. I mean I am. I am pretty dumb. But this line, right? The line is obviously in favor of the 49ers minus 9.5.
Yeah,
Look, no
yeah,
Deshaun Watson, no oh yeah, this basically no Deshaun Watson. PJ Walker, I believe, is going to be playing for
yeah,
Deshaun Watson. For look, I'm gonna choose the 49ers. Don't be
yeah.
surprised if it's a close game.
I will be.
You will be
I will be. I, yeah.
because
I,
their defensive coordinator Jim Schwartz is 9-1 against um what's the head coach for the 49ers team?
oh,
Kyle Shanahan.
Kyle Shanahan.
He's
Yep.
9-1 against him. Think about
Hey,
that.
I know.
Hey, I pulled that stat out of my ass. He's 9-1 against Kyle Shanahan led team. So
Hey,
you're not going against the 49ers against the Browns. I mean, you are, but you're going against two guys who played against each other, and one has a big record,
yeah,
bigger record than Kyle Shanahan does. So, at the end of the day, those guys aren't duking it out. It's their teams duking it out. But we have to be mindful of that record. I'm choosing the 49ers either way.
yeah. I agree. I'm choosing 49ers, but I think I don't see it being that close, man. I mean, look at the 49ers did the Cowboys. I know
No,
you
yeah.
say whatever. I'm favorite of Cowboys. Cowboys didn't play that great of game. The Cowboys, I feel like, are a way better team than the Browns, and they just got destroyed by the
Yeah.
49ers. Yeah, the Browns have what's his name, the big old guy on the
Miles
line,
Garrett.
Miles Garrett. Yeah, yeah, they have Miles Garrett. He's going to be in the back or try and get in the backfield. But this ain't the same 49ers team that we've seen these last few years. Even with Christian McCaffrey, he's playing way different.
Yeah.
Kittle's playing way
Oh,
different.
yeah. Yeah.
You know, Debo, they're Brock Purdy's playing
Hmm.
way different, man. I feel like that this 49ers team is going to go in there and clean house. That's the Browns don't have their starting quarterback. I mean, they put a lot on Deshaun Watson, I feel like, and just feel like that's what 49ers is going to go in there and clean house. I'm definitely picking 49ers.
Yeah.
Next up, I got the Saints versus the Texans.
Okay. I like both teams. I like what they're doing. Derek Carr playing for the Saints. He's doing a great job, man. Texans, CJ Stroud. Nobody thought that CJ Stroud was going to have that success. Everything was panning towards to Bryce Young for the Panthers, which it's definitely flopsided. Choosing the Saints, I think it could go both ways. But I'm excited to see this game, man. Two teams, two aggressive offenses, and two very underrated defenses. I think, I'm in favor of the Saints.
Yeah, I so this Texans team has definitely shown improvements. As CJ Stroud is the most accurate rookie quarterback to come out of the draft. I don't know if you know that or not. He has shown he's the most accurate so
Yeah.
far. Uh, he's definitely in the talking for a rookie of the year. Behind Puka Nakua. He's,
Hey.
but I mean, you can't really top Puka. But I feel like Stroud is probably number two for rookie of the year,
Hmm.
offensive rookie of the year. But they might be favored CJ Stroud because it's a quarterback. You know, he's a quarterback. You know, all that B crap. He's done amazing things. He's doing
Yeah.
great things. He's definitely came into his own as a Texan, starting to learn this offense and everything.
Yeah.
But I got to go with the Saints. Derek Carr is looking like he's building the Saints team. He's playing a better version of himself. I
Hmm.
feel like he's doing all the things that I feel like the Raiders didn't see. He's so I got the Saints as well.
All
It's going to be
right.
a close game though, man.
Yeah.
um, next up, got the Patriots and the Raiders. Did you already choose your pick on this?
No, not yet. So again, talking about both teams, there's a lot more on the line for the Patriots if they lose, versus the Raiders. I believe,
Yeah,
the Raiders defense, dude, they are. I mean, they're freaking right there with the best of them when it comes to defense. Uh, do a real great job of stopping the run. The Patriots again put zero effort, 0 points against the Saints team. Um, who would have thought that, right?
right.
I'm going for the Raiders, and I don't
I
like the fact that the line is -3.
Man, yeah,
Golly, I think it's because of the fact that the Patriots and Raiders track record. The Patriots have always beaten the Raiders, except the
yeah,
last two games.
right,
So again, that was with Tom Brady.
yeah,
Different players. It had a
Yeah,
whole bunch of other people there. So uh, I don't know why that line. It should be a little bit more, in my opinion, because of the fact that the Patriots got their doors blown off these past two games against
yeah,
them and the Cowboys. So give me the Raiders.
yeah. I agree. I got the Raiders. Uh, they're freaking. I feel like the way Raiders wide receivers had stepped up in the last game
Hmm.
that they went against the Packers. Um, they've definitely improved, and I think that this isn't going to be no different. Jimmy G's going to go in there and be able to get him the ball. You know, Josh
Yeah.
Jacobs is going to be able to run. It's going to be. I feel like a very one-sided game. I'm not going to say a blowout or destruction, but
Hmm.
it's. I feel like it's definitely going to be a one-sided game where the Raiders are going to have to is going to make the Patriots have to keep up.
Yeah.
You know.
Okay.
Next up, I got the Cardinals versus the Rams.
Ooh. All right. Okay. So Cardinals.
Before you,
Tell me.
I was going to say before you say anything, my opinion, I feel like this is going to be a closer game than everyone thinks.
Me too. Me too, because of the
100%.
defense. Rams.
Yeah.
I'm choosing Rams to win, but
Yeah.
it's the defense, man. Even with a healthy James Conner, I think we have built that identity that we didn't have, and nobody else thought we were going to have, and rightfully so. You know,
Yeah.
with the whole news with Kyler Murray, yeah, we'll lose, but we'll definitely cover. Rams beating the Cardinals. You're right. I think it's going to be a close game.
Yeah, I agree. I got the Rams as well, but I think the Cardinals are going to make the Rams earn this decision. And I feel like if the Rams make one mistake, I feel like the Cardinals defense is going to be able to capitalize on that
Hmm.
mistake. And I feel like if that happens, the Cards may come out of this game victorious. And I wouldn't be surprised if they do. To be honest with you, um, the Rams are starting to get stuff going,
Hmm.
but
It's still not there yet.
it's yeah, yeah, they're still not there. And the Cardinals, they don't have the wins, but they do have the talent, as
Hmm.
you've seen in all year long. Yes,
They
they're losing these games,
but they
but they're
kept it close.
competing.
Yeah,
They're making that team earn that
that's what you
victory.
want, man.
And yeah,
I think a fan really appreciates that. Is if your
yeah,
team shows
exactly.
toughness, they show grit, they show effort, even if they don't like. For example, there was a great play that they were showing on Twitter where the Broncos were losing and Patrick Christain was still playing as if they had a closer lead or winning. You know what I mean? Like that's
Yeah,
something you don't see a lot. If you're getting the doors blown off, you don't see any effort. Patrick Sane was showing effort, and that's exactly what the Cardinals are showing, man. They're showing effort.
yeah.
Win or lose, we
I
booze.
Yeah, exactly. I agree. I feel like, and if you don't look at the records, I feel like the Cardinals, like not looking at the records, just looking at the games, I feel like the Cardinals are better than a lot of teams in this league, like the Bears, the Broncos.
Mm.
I feel like the Cardinals are competing enough to
Yeah,
show that they're better than those teams. Yeah, the record doesn't say it, but it's going to be a close game.
yeah. There isn't any moral wins anyway, so our record
Yeah,
is what our
right.
record is. But
I know it.
I'm happy we're competing, man. That's all I care about.
Exactly. Exactly. It just shows that there's some upside in all this, some
Yeah,
life at the end of the tunnel,
yeah.
not just a 0-17 record like the Browns did, you know. uh, but next one we got is Eagles versus Jets.
Ooh, okay. Give me the Eagles. What are we talking about? Defense. Jets defense is outstanding. They have Quentin Williams. They have a lot of dogs out there. I believe Sauce Gardner is injured.
Maybe I'd be lying if I told you.
Dude, I think I swear I saw something like that. Hopefully I'm wrong. There was something about with Sauce Gardner. Yeah, give me the Eagles, dude.
Yeah, as much as I hate to make this pick, I have to pick the Eagles too. Jets aren't looking that good on offense. Freaking,
And it's the same. Look, we see this story time and time again. Out of 60 minutes of the Jets playing football, there's
yeah,
really like 3 minutes that Zach Wilson does anything.
yeah.
And I
I
think it's
mean,
time to get a backup quarterback or get somebody, dude, because this ain't working. Especially if he
and
just yeah.
Yeah, yeah, and the locker room is even coming apart because the coach don't want to lose his faith in this whole Zach Wilson stuff, man.
Yeah,
You're going to lose the team because you have faith in a quarterback that shouldn't even be on your roster, maybe on your practice team. But come on, let's do something, at least for the team. Show them that you're listening and you care
the
about these
49ers did
players, you know?
something. They
Yeah,
traded for
exactly.
Lance, kicked him out of the
Exactly.
curve,
And
and gave
that's,
him to you guys, and then they spanked your asses. So,
hey, you know what? Any
but
freaking ways. At least we got more than one win this season. Next up, we got Giants and Bills, man. This
okay,
tough
yeah.
one, right?
So this is the one I was talking about. Well, check this out though. So they're favored by 15 points. In what world we live in where the Bills are favored by 15 points, but they lost to the Jaguars last week,
Hey,
right?
yeah,
So
yeah,
I think this has somebody, a big Bills fan, written all over it. Somebody's picking this line. I'm choosing the Bills. I'm not, I would be really surprised if the Giants kept it competitive. Maybe they do, but this has Josh Allen written all over it. He
yeah,
doesn't like, this is the time to prove to your team that you're not going to make dumbass mistakes. All right, that you're actually going to lobby the ball to Stephon Diggs and Cook, and you got your playmakers out there, Gabe Davis. All right, so this is a time for him to prove to his team that he's not going to make those same mistakes like he used to. Um,
yeah,
so yeah, we'll see.
yeah,
Bills are going to win, but he needs to play a perfect game. If you're going to go against a team that's shitty, uh, then win against a
yeah,
team that's shitty by a lot. That's the way I see
exactly.
it.
Yeah, I agree. I feel like Josh Allen's coming into this freaking game. He's pissed off, man. They lost the game they should not have lost. The
Mm-hmm.
whole Bills
Oh
organization is going to
crap!
be pissed off.
Yeah.
Um, I mean, and this is another game they shouldn't lose. But hey, look what the Cowboys defense did to the Giants week one. Yeah, it's week one, but they didn't have this many injuries. The Bills are going to be pissed off and they're going to want to win. They're
Mm-hmm.
going, and I got the Bills. I mean,
Yeah.
I think Josh Allen's definitely going to step it up.
Oh, definitely.
I got one game left. It is the Monday night game. It's the last
What?
game left. It's the Cowboys at the Chargers.
Dang. How do you feel about that?
You want me to go? I think. All right. So Cowboys are pissed off, man. They haven't lost two in a row in a long time. I was trying to find this stat because I seen it and I could not remember for the life of me when the last time they've lost two in a row is.
Mm-hmm.
Every time they lose or the Cowboys come back, they're pissed off. They play like a freaking team possessed. They lost a game that they should not have got blown out in. They should have been there competing with the 49ers. I feel like the Cowboys are going to come into this game pissed off, head hunting, looking for freaking to prove to the world what they know. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
That that last week was a fluke. The Cowboys, everyone's going to be watching this game. They know the 49ers are going to be watching it. They want to show the 49ers that they just caught them on a bad week. I got the Cowboys winning it. Um,
All right.
it's I think it's going to be close, but I got the Cowboys winning it.
Yeah, I feel the same way like you, man. The Cowboys have a lot to prove. Again, both of these teams it's it's got firing written all over it. You know, like if the
Yeah,
Chargers lose, what is your excuse? You have an amazing offense. You have an amazing quarterback. Uh, well, you did have a good defense. Um,
yeah. Spent a lot
they
of
had a
money on
good,
it
yeah,
too.
spent a lot of money on it. So I think it's got their head coach. Let's see what happens. Again, this is not. I don't think it's going to be Kellen Moore as well. We got to remember that
Yeah,
he went west and joined the Chargers. The Cowboys got a lot to prove as well. The Dak Prescott thing, and honestly, I'm tired of. I'll say it for you. I'll say it for the Cowboys fans. I'll say it for anybody else. You hate Dak Prescott, fine. You don't like how he's playing, okay. Uh, he overthrows the ball, cool. You want another quarterback, great. You want to draft a quarterback, cool. Who the hell right now is better than Dak Prescott right now? So we have you want to track you want to trade for Dak Prescott. Okay, so fill in the blank. Who can play for the Dallas Cowboys right now? That's better than Dak Prescott. That is tradable. Nobody. Who can play on that offense right now that you can pick up from the draft? I don't think anybody. So everyone wants to trade for Dak Prescott, but they don't know who. So they got the first part, but they don't got the second part. And I've been following Dak Prescott since Mississippi. I like him,
Yeah,
and I
yeah.
get it. I get there's a lot of inconsistencies with him. Um, Maybe he didn't play well with a lot of dudes that were, retiring, or they passed their prime. I know they traded Amari Cooper. I know they got rid of Ezekiel Elliott. There's a lot of pieces that could have made the Cowboys better. And again, they're always one quarterback away. One quarterback away. You guys got the quarterback. Now, granted, no one's going to pay that amount, though, for Dak Prescott if
Yeah.
they were to trade, right? If we're talking about trading, it's kind of like that Russell Wilson thing. You're not going, no one's going to trade for that amount of money. You got to be stupid to do that. But I believe in Dak Prescott more than I do Russell Wilson. And it just sucks because they put the Cowboys in such a high pedestal because of the six rings that they've won collectively in the 90s and the
Right.
70s. So um, yeah, I'm tired of the Dak Prescott slander for no reason. I get it. You hate him, cool. Who are you gonna pick up?
Exactly.
Who's a better quarterback? That's all I gotta
The
say
only
about that.
Yeah, I agree. The only reason you hear about Dak Prescott is because he's a Cowboys quarterback. I
Yeah,
mean, yeah, Josh Allen threw the same amount of interceptions last year as Dak Prescott. Yes, Dak Prescott missed some games, but you didn't hear about Josh Allen leading NFL in interceptions. You hear about
The
Dak Prescott.
I think the Cowboys had a 12-4 record these past 2 years.
Yeah,
Let's not forget that they lose
exactly.
the and they win their wild card. They've actually been almost to the as Dak Prescott has been in the league. They've probably been to the playoffs what 5 times already, 4 or 5 times in 7 years. Okay, the past 2 years they had a 12-4 record. They lead their division, except the Eagles last year, where they went in an almost perfect run. Okay, so I get it, man. It's you know not every team. At the end of the day, you're gonna have one team, one out of 32 teams that is gonna win a Super Bowl. You're gonna have four teams that are gonna go to the championship games. You're gonna have 8 teams for the divisional rivals. You're gonna have 16 teams that are going for the wild card. But 16 out of 16 going to the playoffs is already amazing in itself.
Right. It is.
And it's broken up to 8 divisions, and you're trying your best to beat your division, to win your division, and to go make a playoff. Make a run in the playoffs. It's hard to do that already. The Cowboys have
Yeah.
had a 12-4 record these past 2 years. Some people need to get a grip.
Yeah, I agree. I mean, and I don't know. It's just a bunch of bull crap. Just everyone just hates on the Cowboys. I still, even though we got blown out, I still feel like the Cowboys is the number two team in
Yeah,
the NFC. You can
I
say I'm wrong, whatever. Last week
don't think
proved
you're
you
wrong.
wasn't. The Eagles, yeah, they're undefeated, but they haven't really. I don't feel like they've played really anybody. They kept it close with the freaking Patriots, who are hot garbage, and the Eagles aren't. I don't think the Eagles are the same Eagles team. Yes, they've lost a lot of pieces, you said, that went to the Super Bowl last year. I don't think the Eagles are number two team in the freaking NFC. The 49ers have increased their lead by destroying the Cowboys last year, has proven they were number one, but
We'll
I don't
see
know.
once the Eagles go against the 49ers this I think it's
Hey,
what, in 2 weeks from now. So
no, that's the Cowboys and Eagles. Cowboys and Eagles come in 2 weeks from now,
what about
and then the 49ers play the Eagles after the Cowboys play
ooh,
the
it's
Eagles.
gonna be some good old
Not
NFC games.
not not like back to back, but it'll be after. You know what I mean? Like a
Mm,
few weeks after.
okay,
But the
yeah, yeah,
Cowboys
yeah.
won. It will be first, and I am more than excited to see that game. You know,
Oh, I
uh,
bet.
I mean, I guess if Philly's already, they're probably already starting to make up their excuses. Got it wrote down. uh, but no, no, man. That's all I got for today, man. You got anything else?
Nah, man, this was awesome. All right,
It was great.
we
Well,
did it, dude. We did it.
we did. I'd like to thank all you guys for hanging out with us. Stay tuned in next week. Maybe we'll get some more talking. All right, y'all have a good night.
See
See
you.
ya.
Peace.